Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today for another video. My topic today is going to be about the concept of winning and losing. Because a lot of times when we think we've won, we really lost. And when we've lost, we have really won. So throughout my life, and I look at the many life lessons I've had, and some have turned out good, some have turned out bad. From the good ones, I've learned what works, and from the bad ones, I've learned what don't work. And one thing I can say, and my parents have often told me, if I make a mistake once, I never repeat that mistake. And that's something I never try to do. If I goof up one time, I'm not going to go back and goof up again. It's like playing with fire. You get burned, but then yet you go back and play with fire again. You know, there's no sense in doing that. It kind of shows you're stupid. But you know, my life lessons have sharpened my intuition. And I once heard that life is a cruel teacher. It gives you the test first and the lesson second. And basically what it's saying is that as you go through life and the experience is the test. You always get the experience first. Once the experience is over and you sit back and look at it, now it's teaching you the lesson. And that's a cruel way to do something, but us as humans, that's the only way we can get it. Somebody can come and tell us something and we'll think they're stupid. They don't know what they're talking about. We don't want to hear what they have to say. But life, because it's a good teacher, it says, I'm going to give you the test first. Once you bump your head and you fail, then I'm going to tell you the lesson. So this leads me to thinking about when I first started going to the Philippines and someone invited me to go. The only person I had to rely on was him, but when time for us to go, he could not go with me. So my only thing then was to go and do some research. So I started researching about the different things that's going on, the places, the interactions people have, the experiences that other men have, and mostly kind of like what were the scams that were going on. And it kind of reminded me of one day I was sitting outside and the restaurant where I was sitting had an outdoor patio, and I was sitting there drinking, and I remember these two girls, they walked up and they asked me where was I staying. I told them I'm staying at a hotel. And they said, can we stay with you because we don't have money to go home? Now, to me, that's a red flag. First of all, I'm a stranger. So why would you want to stay with me because you can't go home? If anything, you should be asking for money to go home. That's the first thing. So the next thing is, when I'm traveling, because I've been traveling for years, I never tell people I'm alone. So I told the girls that I'm waiting on someone. So they says, can you give us some money to go to a movie and we'll meet you here when we finish? Now that was the second red flag, because if you only need to go home, once again, you can ask for money to go home versus asking for money to go to a movie and then meet me back here. So I proceeded and I said, well, just meet me back here at 7 and you can go with me. So I got my drink, I walked away, and to this day, 7 o'clock has never arrived because I never went back. I didn't care to even be bothered. Now, some guys would look at that story and say, well, you lost because you could have had two girls. I look at it as though I won because this could have been a scam. And secondly, I won because I didn't give away my money. So you see, where one person would think you lost, another person would think you won. So winning and losing is a matter of perspective. So when you think of that in the terms of, say you have a girl who claiming she's your girlfriend, whether you live together or not, you know, some guys try to hold on to a girl because they think they're losing something. And when you look at your situation and the girl decides that, okay, I don't want to be with you anymore, and she wants to call off the relationship and she wants to leave, you have to stop and ask yourself, if she walks out that door, what am I losing? You have to ask yourself, what will I gain? So winning and losing becomes a matter of, like I said before, it's a matter of perspective. So if she walks out the door, you'll be winning because now your expenses have been cut. You don't have to take care of her, buy her, feed her, support her. All that stuff that's costing you money, you just had to come up. In the same scenario, she loses because now she got to go find somebody else to put up with her drama, support her, put her in a place to live, feed her. If she got kids, she's going to need some help for her kids. So by her leaving, she's lost. In her mind, she thinks she's winning because she don't want you. But you should look at it as though you're winning. You haven't lost anything if someone walks away from you and they are bringing nothing to the table. I'm never afraid for when a girl tells me, I'm leaving you. I ask them one question. Are you sure? That's it right there for me. Are you sure? If she says she's sure, I said, okay, take care, see you next time, and I hang up. And one thing I've noticed, they always come back. Never be afraid of one of those girls walking away and leaving you. Because all the girls have walked away from me, I've noticed my life continues on being the same. It tends to elevate because now I got more money because I don't have to support her dumb ass. She's bringing nothing to the table. She doesn't help pay any bills. She don't have anything other than the clothes on her back. So what have I lost? So when I look at it that way, and my mind is whenever a girl leaves, I have won. Because she got to go back out there and do searching all over again. Or maybe she's already found someone. So now to me, he's the loser because now he got to put up with her drama and I don't have to. So I've won. So try to stop yourself and think about this. Instead of spending your time trying to chase her, trying to convince her to stay, take a few minutes and go, what have I lost by her walking out the door? What have I gained by her walking out the door? The few minutes you spend reflecting on winning and losing instead of chasing, it'll give you time to get your thoughts together, and you'll see that you can let her go. It's too many people in the world to chase after one. When I look at the situation with them and I think about it, when I think about it in the terms of investing, I look at it like when an investor or business person does anything, they have a concept that they call the law of diminishing return. It's like, what is this item going to be worth over time? The law of diminishing return is just basically, you look at those girls and it's like, let's say you meet her and she's 21. A girl that's 21 is not going to look the same when she's 31, 41, 51. So you see her today and she look all bright and shiny and you shoveling out money Okay, and let's just create a hypothetical here. So let's say you get with this girl and you're spending 20,000 a month. She's 21 years old. You spend 20,000 a month, and you think you got this nice, bright, shiny item, and you're happy to have it. And then she gets pregnant. Then she gets 31. So now you're looking at her differently because she's not as bright and shiny as she was at 21. However, your 20,000 you were spending each month is now increased to 40,000 because now you got to put her in a place, take care of the kids, support her bad habits, her family. So over time, her value has decreased, but your spending has increased. The law of diminishing return. Another example of that I would say is like when you purchase a new car. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be new, but it's new to you. So say you purchase a car. When you first get it, it's bright and shiny and you love it and you clean it every day and you're driving around, you're enjoying it. But after about a year or two, it ain't all nice, bright, and shiny anymore. Okay? Starting to get a little faded. And even if the car looks good, the concept of familiarity sets in, so you're so familiar with the car, it doesn't have that newness to it anymore, so you don't quite feel the same. But about 2-3 years down into it, you're still making that same monthly payment, but your feeling toward the car has changed. You kind of start looking at getting another car, but you're so upside down in the car that you have, you can't let it go. So you got to keep making them same monthly payments on a car you don't feel the same about. So if you can apply that concept to that girl, you've gotten familiar with her. She ain't all bright and shiny like she used to. Things you ain't, you start looking at other girls because they look all bright and shiny, but you still got to kick out that same monthly payment. So when you kind of look at it that way, winning and losing take on a different concept. You don't see it as a loss when she walks out the door. I know one time a girl, she wanted to walk out, she wanted to leave, and I always ask one question, are you sure? And the moment she said, yeah, I'm sure, I want to leave, my mind went to all the fun I can have now because I done won. All the money I can save now because I done won. Oh, I'm thinking, man, I can go here, I can do that, I can go have fun. I'm happy. I never sit around and get sad because one walked away, because I have won. So I just want to do this for you today, share this with you. So please take the time, think about it, and the next time one gets ready to leave, just ask that one question, are you sure? And then you sit down and you start thinking, am I winning or losing? Don't spend that time trying to convince her to stay. Because one thing I know, if you convince a girl to come back, you got to convince her to stay. And if you convince her to stay, you're going to spend the rest of your life convincing. You want somebody who wants to be there. Okay? If you need a leash to bring a woman home, if you need a leash to bring a woman home, then that's not the woman that you need. So please like, subscribe, share, leave some comments. I hope I've given you something to think about, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.